Hello and welcome to Enduring Journey to Bliss. My name is Deanne, and I wanted to share a video of how I am going to be potting my Cymbidium Meglee Miss Taipei that I received as a bare root orchid. I did record this earlier and somehow the sound did not work, so I'm doing a voiceover. So the Cymbidium again is called Meglee Miss Taipei. I'm going to pot her up in just a plain plastic pot. It does have nice drainage holes in the bottom, but it's not real sturdy. So once I have her potted up, I will put her in this heavy-duty ceramic pot to keep her steady so that she doesn't top over easily. She is quite top-heavy with all of her nice, long, beautiful leaves on top of the pseudobulbs. She should fit just fine in here. I may need to repot her in a year or two, depending on how she grows. But her leaves are so tall, I'm afraid if I don't put her in the heavier ceramic pot for support, she will easily topple over. Okay, now that I feel comfortable that the pot will fit and it will help support the plant, I'll go ahead and what I'm doing is I'm filling the roots. They all felt healthy. They weren't squishy. They weren't rotted at all. There is 4 pseudobulbs. There's one that's old that I will leave because that has energy in it, and that energy can go into the other pseudobulbs and into the leaves. The older one, as I mentioned, I will not remove it. I will leave it because it has a lot of nutrients and energy that it will share with these other 4 pseudobulbs that are younger with the leaves attached to them still. It has a really nice root mass there. It's healthy looking. I did soak the roots at least 24 hours. I treated them. I soaked them in the seaweed extract, Cali Magic, and I always use my API stress coat that I also use in my aquariums to get rid of any of the chlorine or anything like that. The leaves look so healthy on this particular Cymbidium. I was very happy with it and surprised at how healthy and lush they looked when I opened the box. So by soaking the roots overnight in the seaweed extract, the Cali Magic, the stress coat, it helps re-nourish the plant because the plant was taken out of its growing media at the nursery. It was boxed up to be shipped to me. Then it shipped across the country and finally arrived here at the destination. But during that transporting of that, it can dry out the roots a bit. So I always like to rehydrate them whenever I have a bare-rooted orchid like this. I don't need the alcohol anymore. I thought I might if I had to cut any roots off or anything like that, but it's not needed. Those roots are in really good condition. So I'm going to use the little black plastic pot. I'm going to reach over and get my potting soil, my media that I'm going to use. It's a nice coarse combination. It has some wood chips, it has some perlite, it has some coca coir. It's a nice loose mix because you don't want a heavy soil mix for orchids or for cymbidiums. You want a rather loose mix so that the roots have space to breathe and grow, get plenty of oxygen in between waterings. So I'm also going to add a little bit of worm castings. That's what I'm putting in there is worm castings. I'll give it just a little bit of a mix so that the worm castings go into what I've already added to the pot. The worm castings are a type of fertilizer, and cymbidiums are very heavy feeders. So I want to make sure that they have plenty of food, not just every time I fertilize them, but more continuously in the pot, even when I'm not fertilizing and watering them. So I'm giving it a little spin because that helps kind of get the roots to situate themselves down into the pot. If I try to just shove it straight down, I could break some of the roots off. I could cause some problems with them. But if you spin it gently around like that, they just kind of naturally begin to fall into place within the pot. So now I'm filling in more around the roots so that it'll be nice and full with the very airy mixture there. It's a nice airy mixture, which is important. And then I kind of tap the sides to help the media kind of go down through the roots. Again, it's quite top heavy with all those leaves up above it, so I'm tapping down. I'll be tapping down, adding more soil. I'll tap the sides of the pot on occasion to try to get all of the media that I'm putting in there, the perlite, the wood chips, all of that to settle down in there and go in between the different roots and to kind of anchor it into the pot. Now kind of pull up, because that helps when I pull up like that. It helps for more of the media to kind of fall down in the little holes or the little empty spaces that are created by me kind of lifting the orchid up just a little bit. And then I tap it down, and then I'll add some more of the worm casting because I'm about 3/4 of the way done. So I'm adding more of the worm casting, and now I will finish with putting on the rest of the soil. It's not soil, I apologize. The rest of the potting media. Soil alone would be much too heavy for cymbidiums. Cymbidiums like a nice loose growing environment, so I could even have rocks in here, or you could put lava rocks or something like that if you really wanted to. It just helps it make a looser, so that the air flows, oxygen gets to the roots, and the roots are not sitting in heavy, moist soil that can rot them. They need to have lots of air movement. So I have the orchid potted, I put the orchid pot, the black orchid pot, inside the ceramic pot. That will help to maintain it in an upright position. Hopefully it won't topple over. It was a very, very healthy looking specimen. I was very happy with it when I opened the box. And I think it's going to look really nice in the orchid pot as the outside, kind of a decorative pot. So I'm giving it its first little drink. After I give it the water, I'm going to let that kind of set for just a little bit and run through, and then I'll give it another drink here in a little while. And again, with my orchids, I typically will water them very lightly, very weakly, once a week or so. Again, the name of this one is Meglee Miss Taipei, and she is a Cymbidium. It's the first Cymbidium I've ever actually grown myself. So we shall see if I'm a good Cymbidium grower or not with this brand new plant. The Cymbidium flowers are very pretty. I did put a picture on the entry thumbnail so you could see that. I had forgot to show a picture of the earthworm castings, so that is the bag that they come in. And like I said, they're just very good nutrition to have around those roots. Thank you for watching. Have a great afternoon.